Hey everybody, welcome back to another short episode of The Awaken. We just want to highlight something real quick for you. So we saw a clip on from Steven Crowder on Louder with Crowder last week that he really did a good job of explaining how so many people in the country have been convinced of one narrative or another. And I know if you guys are like me, like us, we've all kind of asked, how's this possible? How does the vast majority of people fall into believing something that's clearly not true? Well, he does a really good job of explaining it, so I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to let him do it. But again, I'm joined with Rob and Nate. We're here to break this down, and I'm just going to get right to it here.
A good sort of test is, okay, how many people have to be involved to trick the majority, society at large? In this case, whether it comes to the idea of biological sex, whether it comes to the idea of more legal gun ownership increasing crime, whether it comes to the idea of the American Heart Association's warning about heart complications with the mRNA vaccine being considered authoritative, when it comes to any of these issues, right? And you're going, well, how many people would have to be involved to eliminate the American Heart Association? Okay, less than 10. Think about that. Less than 10 people. You need one person to make a call in the government, one person to make a call from Pfizer or Moderna. You need the person who's at the head of, I don't know, I forget his name, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, it covers all of those. One person at Alphabet, Google, YouTube. Maybe one person at Amazon and one person at Apple. To ghost all of it. To make sure that you don't hear the other point of view, that you don't hear a point of view other than one. The American Heart Association is not saying, oh, the vaccine is it's a microchip. No, they're saying, hey, by the way, there might be an increase of heart risks. What did I just rattle off? 7, 8 people? 8 people in the world can make sure that you never hear that information.
So, yeah, just to give a little background on where this discussion came from, the American Heart Association, I believe it was a tweet on Twitter came out and they said, hey, through research or whatever, I don't have the tweet pulled up, but they were basically saying that there's an increased risk of heart disease following the COVID.
And we're seeing
mRNA.
it globally.
Yeah, right. Following the vaccinations. And they were labeled, I think Twitter, I don't know if they pulled down that tweet or they put one of their, COVID-19 labels on it and said like this could be misinformation or whatever. And that's what got this conversation started is that's not like a non-credible source.
Right. The American Heart Association.
Yeah.
Like the institution that for decades has been hailed as the go-to for everyone to get any information about cardiac issues. And they come out and make this statement, but because it goes against the one narrative that you need the vaccine, you need this thing to actually participate in society, because it goes against that, these 8 people that he says are just all going to unite together and say, we're going to eliminate that whole comment. We're not even going to let it see. And we go back to another episode where we talked about Glenn Beck's special and all of that. It's buried on YouTube because somebody made a call and said that's not something that we want to put out there. It goes against our narrative that everyone needs to have the vaccine. It really highlights all the negative that we own it and all that stuff. But it goes against the one thing. So these 8 people can eliminate it. You can't search it. You can't find it. You can't access that data at all.
It's when he was first talking about that, I was kind of on the edge of my seat. I didn't know exactly where he was going to go. He said, how many people does it take? And then he said, less than 10.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yep.
To control the entire narrative that the whole country is being force fed.
Right.
That's
every platform.
Wild.
Yeah. Yep. Anything that you do, I mean, all of our videos are tagged with COVID-19 labels. I mean, everything that you do is tagged now.
Our Facebook page, the AGA Facebook page, has a warning at the top that says this page posts about COVID-19. so?
Right.
You know, I'm like, why is that the warning?
Right.
But they're trying to make it seem like anyone who talks about COVID-19 other than Facebook fact checkers, which we now know in a court of law, aren't actually fact checkers.
They're just opinion people.
Yeah, that's actually been said now by Facebook in a court of law. So there you go. But whatever they say goes, and anything else needs to be discredited.
Yeah, it reminds me of Germany, right? And how they took over the media, and there was only one story, and there was only one Führer, and there was only, you know what I mean? That is what we're seeing. We're seeing all media, and we go back to another episode where I read the communist listings. They want to take over all media, and they're doing it. And 8 people can silence one of the most respected agencies on heart issues globally. 8 people can shut that down when it goes against their narrative.
And leave out even a couple of people he mentioned. If you just go straight social media, you pretty much control the globe at that point.
Right.
Just from social media.
Yeah. It's amazing.
So that's why following, shows like ours or anybody else you trust, a lot of the sources that we're trying to pull, we're trying to highlight people that are out there doing the best they can to communicate the truth with everybody. There's honestly, Rumble has been a great resource. There's so many great news shows and media outlets forming on Rumble that are just presenting the truth that you're not hearing anywhere else.
Right. And you just go and do your own research. And as we say in every show, don't listen to us. Go find your own research, learn about it yourself, get all educated yourself, and then make your decisions. But we are trying to find the best outlets of truth for you to highlight to you.
Yep. So I think that about does it for this quick hitter. But, if you guys kind of understand this whole concept of it takes less than 10 people to control the narrative, drop us some comments, let us know your thoughts on it. Does it make sense? Because as soon as I heard that, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Everything.
It makes total sense. So if you want to follow and be more engaged with what's going on at the AGA network and what's going on with the Awaken podcast and show, you can text AGA, the 3 letters, AGA, to this number, 330-619-4497. That's 330-619-4497. You text that number, it'll ask you a few questions. You'll be one of our insiders, and we'll be pushing out articles. You'll actually get an invite to our group and be a part of what's going on here at the AGA network, where we're trying to bring truth and light to all the darkness that seems to be going on in the world.
That's right. So stay tuned. Up next, we've got a haunting message out of Austria that will give you chills. So until then, stay awake.